Hey everyone, this is Rabbitearsblog Animation Bliss, and welcome to another Animated Tops. So today's Animated Tops video is going to be about the top 10 animated movies I'm looking forward to in 2019. Now before we go into this list, I would like to remind everyone that new videos will be posted up every Sunday. It can be Sunday morning, Sunday night, or Sunday evening, depending on when we can get the videos posted up. And if you haven't seen any videos posted up during the week, that must mean there was a bit of anime news released during the week that we wanted to cover. So now let's get into this list of the top 10 animated movies I'm looking forward to in 2019. Now, I barely was able to make like a top 10 list for this because I feel like there's not a lot of animated movies being released this year, but maybe that's just me. But maybe there's more animated movies will be announced. Excuse me. They'll probably be announced throughout the year, but we'll see. So there's no honorable mentions because of that. But let's start with number 10. So number 10 is the Angry Birds movie 2. Now, I haven't seen the first Angry Birds movie yet, so I don't know what to expect out of the sequel. But hopefully, I will start watching the first Angry Birds movie to see how it's like and see if the sequel can hold up to it. So we'll see. Number 9 is The Ark and the Aardvark. So this movie is apparently about an aardvark who becomes the leader of all these animals and as they try to board Noah's Ark. So it's another animated film about Noah's Ark. So I am interested to see how this movie is going to play out because you rarely see a lot of animated movies that deal with religion, like besides the movie The Star, which came out years ago and that dealt with religion. So we'll see how this movie deals with religion in general and see how the aardvark saves the rest of the animals. So I am interested in seeing where this movie's gonna go. Moving on to number 8, and that's Abominable. So in this movie, apparently, a group of kids or a group of people are trying to help a baby abominable snowman, trying to find his parents. So I am interested in seeing this movie because I barely see a lot of movies that deal with abominable snowman. So I am interested to see how this movie is going to play out and if this movie is going to be any good. We'll have to wait and see. Moving on to number 7, and it's Hello Kitty. Um, I've been a fan of Hello Kitty for many years. I've actually grew up with Hello Kitty when I was little. So I'm really interested that I'm actually really surprised that they're going to make a Hello Kitty movie because there hasn't been they haven't really done much with Hello Kitty over the years other than put her in a lot of merchandise. So I am interested in seeing how they're going to do this Hello Kitty movie and see if it's going to be any good and what they're going to do with her character. So this is really interesting to see. Moving on to number 6, and it's the Addams Family. When I first saw this on the list, I thought it was going to be a live action adaptation of the Addams Family, but then I found out it's actually an animated version of the Addams Family, which is really exciting because throughout the movies, we mostly had a lot of live action takes on the Addams Family, and we had this one cartoon special that came out in the 90s that I used to watch a lot when I was little. But it's exciting to see an animated adaptation of the Addams Family come to the big screen. So I am interested to see what they're gonna do with this property in the animated format and the movie format. Moving on to number 5, and it's Farmageddon, a Shaun the Sheep movie. I love Shaun the Sheep, and even though I haven't seen the first movie yet, I am really excited to see this sequel to the first Shaun the Sheep movie. But hopefully I'll be able to watch the first Shaun the Sheep movie soon before I watch Farmageddon. But this sounds like a really interesting sequel to Shaun the Sheep. So let's see what happens with this movie. Moving on to number 4, and it's Frozen 2. I know you're probably wondering me, why is Frozen 2 so low on your list? But yeah, I do love Frozen. I watched Frozen a dozen times before, and I am interested in seeing what they're gonna do with these characters this time around. If they're gonna focus more on Elsa again, or they're gonna focus more on Anna. I am interested to see who they're gonna focus more on in Frozen 2, and I like to see where these characters are gonna go at this point. But I really enjoy Frozen, and I hope Frozen 2 is as good as the first movie. Okay. Moving on to number 3, and it's How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. So I saw the first two How to Train Your Dragon movies, and I love both of them. Um, especially the second one. Like, the second one was really dramatic compared to the first movie, and a lot of things happened in the second movie that would change the course for the entire series. So I'm really excited to see the third movie come out and see where Hiccup and Toothless are gonna go at this point. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with the two characters in this movie, and I hope this movie was as good as the first two movies. So I'm really excited about the third How to Train Your Dragon movie. Moving on to number 2, and it's the Lego Movie, the second part. I love the Lego Movie, and I'm really excited to see the sequel and see what they're gonna do with all the characters in the sequel. So I was thinking to myself, oh, this not gonna be a sequel to the Lego Movie, but then I saw this pop up, and I was like, yes, there's gonna be a sequel to the Lego Movie. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with these characters, and I hope they introduce more DC characters like they did in the first movie. That would be pretty awesome. But I'm really excited about the Lego Movie 2, and I can't wait to see where they're going to take the characters at that point. And now moving on to number 1, and it's Toy Story 4. I haven't seen Toy Story 3 yet, but I love Toy Story, and I'm glad to see that there's going to be a fourth movie coming out. I actually thought that the third movie was supposed to be the finale to the Toy Story franchise in general, but of course, like Shrek, which is surprising that they haven't said anything about Shrek 5 yet, but we'll wait and see what they're gonna say about Shrek 5 in the near future. But anyway, this is about Toy Story 4. So I am really interested in seeing what they're gonna do with Woody and Buzz at this point, and see where they're gonna end up at this point. So I'm really excited for Toy Story 4. So that's my top 10 movies I'm looking forward to in 2019. And tell me in the comments below, what animated movies are you looking forward to in 2019? Please feel free to follow us on Twitter. And don't forget to like our Facebook page. And also support us to Patreon so we can continue to push our great content for this channel. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Rabbitearsblog Animation Bliss, and I'll see you later.